Taurus, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will take you from the 12th to the 18th, okay, of February. And I'm just looking for your additional guidance card. The crowning card you've got is the Hermit. So there might be a sense of you wanting to be in solitude this week, to withdraw, to go within, to maybe process some life events that have happened along the way, because there's a feeling with this Hermit card that he's been on a pathway and it's been quite a narrow path, and there might be some reflecting, Taurus, that has to happen, because the World card is at the bottom of the deck. So the World card is that last major, it's the last card of the whole tarot, which means it's the ending of a cycle, and maybe there's some assimilation of what needs to be, what's gone before, that needs to happen. It might relate to a Virgo that's in your life. For some of you it might be, okay. If not, I just think there's a call to almost transform things, Taurus, to close a chapter and to realise what you've learned, to let go of what needs to be let go of in order to move forward to a new chapter, because peace is your additional guidance card. So there you go, okay? And with the Hermit and the World card, they're both actually giving me a feeling of peace, and it's rounding up a huge part of your life so you can move forward. Okay, that's what I'm picking up here. Now you start the week, two very, very earthy cards. Seven of Pentacles, so there might be a bit of waiting here. It's also a card about contemplation, a bit like the Hermit card. She's going to contemplate these discards. I mean, she could be waiting, or she could be just considering, are these Pentacles ready to pick? I'm not sure. I think you're waiting, Taurus, because right next to it is a Three of Wands, which again is a waiting card. This is about desiring to expand, to go beyond the territory that you built for yourself. But there's also an image of a ship coming in, which means you are a little bit waiting, and these two cards are right next to each other. So I think it's safe to say these are both about waiting on news or waiting for something to come your way. You do end the week with the Page of Swords, which is the Messenger card. Very interesting. But you have this Hierophant card. The Hierophant is about tradition. It's also about, it's a very, very solid energy. So it represents tradition. You could be waiting for news from this Hierophant, from a very, very established, traditional sector of society. Or you could just be in, I've got you in quite a stable place, even though that you're waiting. The Hierophant is right next to the Star card. So the Star card, again, it is about faith, basically. She represents faith, a state of grace, trusting the unknown, because that's what faith is, because it's about trusting, because she gives of herself here, yeah? And she gives not knowing if her waters are going to be filled back up again, but she sort of trusts that she is, and she trusts that as she gives to the world, she automatically receives. It's about being vulnerable and being open, okay? Really interesting. I want to almost pull you another card here, Taurus, because I'm definitely getting a waiting energy, the need to have faith and be true to yourself, because that's yeah, okay, because I also read the Hierophant is to your own self, be true. The moon card has showed up, which can represent the unknown, the mystery, being in the dark, and waiting for daytime, waiting for news, okay? After that comes the King of Pentacles. This is again very much about financial security. He can represent one of the earth signs, male or female. It can be, he could be anything to do with real estate. He could be your boss. Or this again could be you, Taurus, very much in control of the earth element. You could be getting promoted, by the way, with this card. Maybe that's what the waiting's about. Because the Three of Discs is a card about community, but it's also a card about rising up and rising other people up. So helping them with their self-esteem. So maybe some of you are doing that for a job, or maybe you're working in a community sector with someone on a practical project, okay? Definitely this card shows up quite a lot as promotion, because all these pentacles he's already earned and they're on his altar, and he's about to put another one up because he's learning more skills, he's expanding his horizons, and that's how you become a king or a Queen of Pentacles, basically. I think for you who are waiting on news, you end the week with the Page of Swords. This is the sword that brings news, okay? I'll see if he's coming with any additional cards. Oh, and the news is the Ten of Cups. This is emotional happiness, the happy completion of a whole cycle. And it's with the Six of Discs, which is the healing card. Because the Nine of Wands is here. And the Nine of Wands card sometimes represents owning your boundaries, Taurus. Saying no, putting down limits, claiming your territory. So there might be someone who's pushing you a bit far here, Taurus, okay? And I think there's news coming, which is leading to a successful conclusion. Basically, that's what these cards would tend to say. You might not get there until you own your power a little bit. So when we own our power and we own our fire, we literally say this far and no more. Particularly if any of you are waiting on someone to come from afar, or you're waiting on news from someone, the news is coming. But it's with the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands, I mean, in this deck, and over the last couple of months, it's had continual message of people having to say no to certain people's behaviours. And maybe that's what's going to bring on the happy conclusion, Taurus. It's like when we say no, the other person, if this is a relationship, has to make changes to balance out the scales, which is the Six of Discs. I'm not sure. But something wants to be brought to a completion. Both these cards say the same. And there seems to be most of the week is waiting and trying to get this conclusion to happen or a completion to happen. And I think by the end of the week, there's you saying, I've had it, no more. And that's when the situation starts to change and it goes towards a successful conclusion. This might only be for one person watching, Taurus. There's nothing I can do. I get the cards I'm given, okay? I'll speak to you later. Bye.